Bit of gardening at the start line for Hans Andersen, and here's the lineup for the first semi-final. On the inside is Thomas Golub in the red helmet, 12 points so far tonight. Next in with 10 is Chris Holder in blue. Hans Andersen wears white, he's got 8 points so far. And Rune Holter, who had to win his last race to make the semi-finals, will come from the outside gate in yellow.
The other thing is, Chris Holder, as much as he had his big crash in the last Grand Prix, he went up to hospital and he still qualified for the semis, even though he went up to hospital to have that arm x-ray.
We're at the stage of the meeting where every point counts, of course, towards the overall World Championship standing. So even if you're not going to reach the final, every point could be vital as you try and qualify for the top 8 to make sure of a Grand Prix place for next season. Bit of gamesmanship here from Thomas Golub, who's just moved away from the start, Steve.
I've seen Thomas Golub at this stage of the meeting go out and win 4 or 5 rides and then go out and do a practice start and ask his mechanics and change bikes. The guy's, he's intense. That's all. That's putting it nicely. He's intense.
Hugely expectant crowd inside the Millennium Station at Millennium Stadium. Golub and Holder, almost elbow to elbow. The first semi-final. Golub's made a great start off the inside. Just tried to squeeze Chris Holder out, who dives back up the inside. Holder's got away from Golub and stopped. Oh! Thomas Golub has stopped. The World Championship leader has packed up on the back straight. Chris Holder leads. Hans Andersen second. Rune Holder third. Thomas Golub is on the infield, Steve Johnston.
Chrissy Holder's made the most of it here. Brilliant. That's great. And Hans Andersen, as I said, mate, the business end of the meeting.
It's going to be Chris Holder's first appearance in a final in the Grand Prix if he can hang on. He's got 2 laps to go. Holder in blue leads. Hans Andersen second. Rune Holder third, and he's got an awful lot of ground to make up. As Golub troops discontinually back towards the pit. Holder with a lap to go. He's half a straight clear of Hans Andersen. At the back is Rune Holder trying for the outside line. Looks like Chris Holder's going to make the final for the first time in his Grand Prix career. Round he comes. The Aussie Chris Holder is through to the final. Hans Andersen will join him. Rune Holder third. And the World Championship leader Thomas Golub leaves the arena with his head hanging low.
And bitterly disappointed. But, you know, it's not an absolute disaster for Thomas Golub. Thomas Golub still had a pretty good night. And whoever wins this final, you know, that Jason Crump goes out there now, wins this final, is still not, you know, going to chip back a lot of points on Thomas Golub.
Well, you can see what it means to Chris Holder, winner of the first semi-final, into a final for the first time in his young Grand Prix career. And here's the official result. Holder, the winner, in blue. Andersen, second, in white. He's through to the final as well. And Rune Holter finishes third. Adds another point to his tally, which takes him on to 8 for the night. But Chris Holder and Hans Andersen are the 2 celebrating. But that might just be a little bit of an opening for the likes of Jason Crump and Jarek Hampel, with Thomas Golub walking back to his pits with 12 points tonight and a 0 in his semi-final after the bike gave way on the first turn.
As I said, 12 points is still not disastrous for Thomas Golub. I mean, Golub did everything right here. Watch this. Now, this is a textbook style of, look, Golub's out as a bang, the thing goes. Now, that to me is a carburation problem or an ignition problem, where he's gone out of the start strong. He's made a great start. He's got to the first bend. And it's almost as if something as stupid as the fuel hasn't been turned on. I know that sounds so crazy, but look at that. Look, as he's flicking the throttle, he's trying to get the thing going. He goes out of the start like a rocket. Bang! It's like it's almost run out of fuel there.
You can see him playing around with that throttle to try and get some power out of the bike. Chris Holder, he looked fantastic in winning the first semi-final. And he's through. Hans Andersen's through. And Golub will now have to keep his